Hi everybody, it's Doug. Welcome to yet another board game channel and yet another turn of Eldritch Horror. We are still trying to deal with Shudde. We didn't have a whole lot of success last turn. We tried to get rid of a rumor. We failed. We tried to complete our second mystery. We failed. But that's what we're stuck with. Okay. A couple notes before we get right into it. As viewer Weird Cultist pointed out a couple turns back, I made a little error with Agnes's being knocked out. She should have moved to the nearest city space, to Antarctica, and I had that card there to remind me about the price gouging that was going on at the time. That Mythos card there. Thus blocking that spot and making me not notice that Sydney is actually always going to be closer to Antarctica than Buenos Aires. It was not a tie, so I didn't get to choose. She should have just gone to Sydney. So that's where she's in hospital, most likely. The other thing was, last turn I mentioned I wasn't sure if I'd done the Mythos card correctly and if I should have actually rounded down on discarding half. No, I double checked. And no, you always round up when you're discarding stuff. So everybody did. I think everybody ended up losing one item as a result, which is okay because if Jim had his last item in his possession, he would have died last turn. So that turned out all right. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to go back to Ashcan Pete. He is still our lead investigator because it's as good a choice as any. So we'll see what he's going to do. Well, what Pete is going to do, I'm just going to have it stay there. We're still trying to do that mystery. So he is going to, again, for an action, take a focus. And for his second action, he may as well rest because there's nothing else he can do in that spot. So yeah, we're going to give him a health and a sanity back. So he's up to 4 and 4. Now we will move over to Patrice, who is still in Antarctica. Alright, what is Patrice going to do? Well, we're still sending her off towards the Antarctica adventure there, so she can move ahead, hopefully the next mystery. Please do it this time, Pete. So we're going to, for her first action, have her just move. She's going to move to Lake Camp. For her second action, actually going to, and it could be that I should have done this last turn before the monsters started moving, we are going to try her banishment spell. She get to test her lore, which is 3, plus 2. So she's going to get to roll 5 dice. And if you pass, discard 1 monster on the nearest space containing a gate. That'll be Shanghai. Might as well kill some monsters off in case we really want to go to those places and close those gates. With toughness equal to or less than your test result, then we'll flip the card. So, she's going to get to roll 5 dice. On Shanghai, we have a toughness 2 and a toughness 4. So 4 would be great, but we'll take 2. And she only got 1. Heck. Okay, so that was a bit of a waste, and she's probably got a bad thing will happen having done 1. A vision of creatures from alien worlds racks your mind. Lose 1 sanity. Okay, that's not so bad because she's still at 6. So this will only knock her down to 5 sanity, which is not bad. Well, we tried. Alright, on to Jim, who is still over in the Americas. And yep, Jim, we want him to do the same thing that he's been trying to do for the past 2 turns and get that mystery solved. So he is going to grab the focus and heal, because he is at 1 health and 1 sanity. So now he is at 2 each, which is much, much better. Alright, now on to Sister Mary down in South Africa. Okay, Mary is going to take a little trip. She is going to move to Space 18, but she's going to spend her ship ticket to extend that movement to Sydney. And she is going to take a focus. And she's going to try to encounter Agnes and get more stuff. Alright, that's it for the actions. It was pretty quick. I think most of the encounters will be pretty quick, because we're just trying to solve mysteries and get rid of rumors. So, let's see if this time, please Pete, solve this rumor. Alright, again, Pete is going to be rolling his lore -1, which is going to give him 2 dice, but he has a focus, and Duke lets him re-roll 1 die during a test once per round. Finally. Pete, after much concentration over what is probably many days, has managed to seal, well, to renew the seal in that location. We're going to solve this mystery at the end of the Mythos phase. Yes. Alright. But yeah, we've got to get through the rest of it first. So, on to Patrice at Lake Camp in Antarctica. Alright, I expect we will need that. Alright. Next clue. Oh, I'm on the wrong deck. I didn't see what that said. Wanted encounter. There we are, Lake Camp. After digging up the alien bodies, you summon the courage to examine the foul remains. Will -1. Well, Will is her strongest at 4, so she's going to get to roll 3. 2 success. If you pass, you find something lodged in the corpse. Gain 1 random item asset from the deck. If you fail, so on and so forth. Alright, so we're just going to top of the deck and start discarding stuff. Oh, until we hit an item. Got something right away. So Patrice has managed to find herself an occult grimoire. Item tome. Gain, +3 lore when resolving spell effects. Her banishment spell just got a lot stronger. And reduce the horror of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. Okay. That's a good thing for Patrice. Oh yes, and she would have been able to re-roll a die because she has her Antarctic guide. But it's okay. She nailed it. Go Patrice. Alright. We're going to visit Jim and see what we can do about this rumor. Okay, Jim is rolling observation, which is 3. He has a focus. So, please Okay, we're going to use the focus to re-roll a die. Nope, Jim was unable to do that again. So, the rumor's still going to stick around, and Jim is going to hang out there for another turn in an attempt to do this. Maybe we'll send Pete. No, yeah, his observation is as good as anybody's. So, having somebody else go there isn't going to help. Alright, well, that leaves us with Sister Mary, who is going to visit Agnes, laid up in Sydney. Alright, Mary has made her boat trip to Sydney, and after weeks of fruitless searching, Agnes suddenly finds you. Oh. She's carrying everything she owns in bags, gain all of her possessions. Look at those shortly. Her head is badly wounded, and she fades in and out of coherence. You try to persuade her to go to a doctor. Yeah. So we're going to test our influence. Sister Mary's influence is 2, and she's got a focus. Oh, she got it. Which is good, because this will almost certainly retreat doom. If you pass, she understands how badly she's been hurt, and with what little focus she can manage, she shares the wisdom of 2 lifetimes. Retreat doom by 1, which is going to put us down to 11, which is going to be 3 spaces away from the next Eldritch token again. If you fail, she leaves never to be seen again. Not a problem. Whether you pass or not, discard her investigator token. So, Agnes is now officially out of the game. Sister Mary manages to pick up a bunch of stuff from her, including a clue, the profane tome, the Hitman, and his Mauser C96, as well as Book of the Dead. Oh, the Book of the Dead would help us do that darn mystery, because it improves observation. Anyway, Sister Mary has a whole mess of stuff which we may start sharing around with the other investigators. But, oh, and I don't want to forget to retreat doom. That's, yeah, up to 11. Alright, so except for Jim, everything went very well on our encounters. And now we'll see if it was all for naught, and we will head into the dreaded mythos phase. Alright, here we go. I think it's even odds that it's reckoning. It's not reckoning, and it's a snowflake card. It's going to be a little more gentle. Okay, so, well, as always, we're advancing the omen track. To green, we do still have a single green gate, so we just move forward 1, canceling out the doom that we just canceled, but that we just retreated, but that's okay. Managed to slow things down, and that gate will have a monster surge. One and 2. What do we get? We get Yithian. Yithians are very tough with 5. If you lose sanity from the sanity test, move to a random space. Do not resolve the strength test, and do not resolve any other encounters this round. So Yithians send you off somewhere to basically cower. And a garden variety maniac. If you fail the strength test, you may discard 1 ally asset instead of losing health. Right, you can let him kill one of your allies. Lovely. If you defeat the maniac during a combat encounter, you do get his axe. So they are going to hang out in Istanbul. Right, and the third thing that always happens on a green card, we will spawn 2 clues. 1 and 2. What do we get? Tokyo, which I may want to send someone off to anyway, just because it'll get rid of monsters for us. And Space 17. That'll be in India. And, right, Tokyo. Alright, now let's see what the effect of the card is. You compared the picture in the magazine to the drawing on the old tattered map. It was definitely a match, but what could be so valuable that it required so much secrecy? And why was that particular point on the map marked with blood? Heart of Corruption event. The lead investigator gains 1 artifact. We'll take it. Then rolls 1 die. On a 1 or a 2, he loses 2 health and 2 sanity. Well, it's a good thing that Pete is our lead investigator, because he is one of our healthier investigators. So, well, first things first, we will take the top artifact off of the deck. It gets the Scales of Thoth. Item, magical relic. Gain +2 to all skills if your health and sanity are equal. He is currently equal. He's got 4 and 4. On a reckoning, lose 1 health and or 1 sanity. So you have to take some damage, and you can choose to take extra damage so that you stay stay balanced and can use. Wow, okay. Ashcan just potentially became a machine with a +2 to everything. First things first, before we move on to getting the mystery done, we do have to roll the die on a 1 or a 2. Roll the 3. He does not get hurt. Good on Pete. That was a good card. Except for, Doom and monsters. But, hey, what you gonna do? Alright, and this leads us to the most important part. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to half the investigators, that would be 2. Solve this mystery. We are actually 2/3 of the way through. And now we get to see what our final mystery is going to be. Let's go ahead and shuffle them. Is it going to be a killer one or not? Disaster relief effort. Weary and without hope, the people of the ruined cities of humanity look to those more fortunate than themselves to deliver them from destitution. After an investigator resolves a devastation encounter, he may attempt to organize a relief effort to help the displaced civilians. Test influence -1. If they pass, they may spend 1 clue to place 1 clue on this card. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are clues on this card equal to, well, in our case, 4, solve this mystery. Okay, so everybody needs to get themselves to Rome, because that's the only place right now that we can have devastation encounters. It's the only devastated spot on the map. So yeah, everybody is going to head off to Europe, except possibly Patrice, because she can, in Antarctica, still work on the Antarctica adventure, which, if we, if she's successful at, will advance the mystery anyway, without having to do all the other stuff. Okay, we might be able to do this, because we still have 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 turns left. We might have this. If people can roll even remotely well, we might be able to get through it. We'll have to kill this werewolf first, because it's in the way in Rome. But Sister Mary can certainly deal with that with her holy spear. Okay, everybody head to Europe. We have a vague plan, which we'll put into effect next time. Hope you join me then. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks everybody who subscribes to the channel and likes the videos, both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you next time when we have yet another turn of Eldritch Horror. So long.